Hi, I'm Ashritha, and I'm here with Jake, who's a freshman at Princeton, and we're going to talk about his process um, applying to Princeton. Hi, Jake. Could you please talk a bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, I appreciate you having me on. My name's Jake. I'm a freshman at Princeton studying economics. Probably going to minor in finance and computer science or something like that. Yeah.
Um, what's your perspective after applying for economics, or any just suggestions you have for applying to colleges and specifically for applying for financial aid?
Yeah. So with college in general, I think one of the key things is to remember that the college application process is sort of random to a certain extent. So, I mean, if you don't get into your top choice school, it's not that big of a deal. Um, you know, you'll wind up where you're meant to be, kind of thing. So that's sort of something I dealt with pretty significantly. I mean, Princeton was my top choice, so that was nice. But yeah, financial aid wise, I know finance and expense can be one of the largest determining factors for a lot of families in college. And one of the reasons why someone decides to attend or not to attend a school. And I think it's really important to be financially well versed in understanding like the opportunity cost of things, especially with school. Like if it's worth, spending a certain amount of money to a school you may not actually want to go to that much, and just things like that. So I think it's really important to like kind of know what you're doing when it comes to finance.
I definitely agree, and congrats on Princeton.
Thanks.
Uh, can you talk about your Princeton scholarship and how you ended up preparing to receive that?
Yeah, so what I think is unique about Princeton, and I believe it's across the Ivy League in general, they actually don't do merit-based scholarships. It's almost all need-based. So they're very generous. Princeton and all the Ivies, to my understanding, it's quite simple actually to sort of get financial aid if you are fortunate enough to get into one of these schools. You sort of just fill out like financial information with your parents' tax returns, your income, things like that, and they sort of handle it from there. I think what they do, some of their philosophy is like if you can get into the school, they want to make it as easy as possible for you to be able to attend financially. And they don't want students to take out loans and things like that. That's something that was outlined pretty clearly in like admissions tours and things like that. So I think that's pretty unique amongst Princeton. I will say for other schools I applied to, sort of seeking out scholarships on a merit-based sort of basis was a process that you kind of had to be able to like game the system a little bit to try and get it. Um, if you had good SAT scores, you probably should send those in. Things like that. Definitely GPA for merit based. I know some people do sponsor like outside scholarships if you don't get a merit based scholarship or a need based scholarship. So I didn't personally look into any of those, which looking back, maybe that would have been smarter of me to do. But um, yeah, that's basically my extent, or that's my extent of knowledge when it comes to outside scholarships and things like that. Um, yeah.
Very valuable input. What are any other suggestions you have for any high schoolers who are starting to apply or looking into the process?
Yeah, so I'll break this into two, kind of from a financial perspective and also from just a college admissions perspective. College admissions is a very stressful time. Everyone goes through it who goes to school. I know for me, it included a lot of all-nighters, writing applications, a lot of like stressful thought when it came to what I'm going to write about in supplemental essays. And I think there is a way to be able to do it in like do it well, and be able to, I don't want to say game the system because it's not really a system, but sort of a way to appeal better than others. And I think that can be a little bit disproportionate with when it comes to certain like, socioeconomic statuses and things like that, like hiring admissions tutors and things of that nature. But I know for myself, and this could go for other people within the college application process, it is a bit of a grind. That's kind of just like a recognizable thing, but it's kind of just something you have to go through and put your best foot forward if you want to, do well. It's something that's definitely worth it. Like it takes sacrifices, but that's one of the sacrifices that's really worth it, in my opinion. And then
Absolutely.
from a financial, yeah, sorry, from a
Keep going.
financial, yeah, from a financial perspective, I would just say sort of do as much outreach as you can, look into as many potential scholarship opportunities as you can, because that in the long run will also be worth it. I know, like any denomination really counts. Like even if it's $1,000 here, $2,000 there, anything can help. as far as financial aid goes. So definitely put that effort in as well. It'll pay off in the long run.
Absolutely. Ultimately, all we can do at the end of the day is do our best.
Right.
Thank you so much for being here, Jake. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Um,
of course. Appreciate it.
Thank you.